speaker is Joe Lito, and the next speaker after that will be Paul Gorin. Joe, I'm going to have to hold it.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
Thank you.
Good evening, Governor.
Good evening.
Joe Lito from Milford, Connecticut. I'm an Army guy. I was in the Army.
All right.
I've lived in Milford most of my life, from the time I was a young man, probably around 14. And I had a very nice career working for General Electric for 30 years. But I'm looking forward to retirement now. And my concern is that in the state of Connecticut, how am I going to be able to afford retirement on a fixed income when all I have to depend on is a small pension and Social Security? And what kind of assistance can we look forward to from the state of Connecticut to help us stay in Connecticut so I don't have to move to another state that's more affordable?
Sure, it's something I'm working on a daily basis. I'll give you a few for instances. One of the reasons that housing is so darn expensive in Connecticut is we stopped developing housing, particularly affordable housing or housing for seniors as they want to change their lifestyle. We were largely out of that business. We moved back into that business working with the private sector and are creating thousands of units of housing, which over time will have an impact of making other housing options available to you. Now you may own your own house and you may want to stay in your own house as long as you can. So we're also trying to make sure that we that we work with you to stay in your house as long as possible, particularly if you become infirm in some way. We believe that you're best off staying in your housing for as long as you possibly can. With respect to taxes, it doesn't sound like you have a major problem with state taxes if you're living on a small pension and Social Security. You actually won't pay a whole lot of income taxes, if any, to the state of Connecticut. Property taxes are an issue. I didn't create the property tax system in Connecticut. It goes back to basically our founding. We're overly reliant on property taxes. And I'd like to address that, and I'm hoping that with some growth in the economy, we'll be able to do that in the future. I think it's important to do. We're very reliant on property taxes, particularly to pay for things like education in the state of Connecticut. That's why during each of the years that I've been governor of the state of Connecticut, not only did I not cut back aid to municipalities, we actually increased aid to municipalities, because we understood for every dollar we withdrew or failed to support, your property taxes would have to go up. So I am trying to address that in a reasonable fashion. There are senior citizen exemptions, which communities, and I don't actually know the status of a senior citizen exemption in Milford is, but it's something you may want to look into. And then, quite frankly, some of the taxes that you do pay, I'd like to see us reduce over time as our economy begins to turn around. We're meeting our revenue targets month after month now. That's a good sign of growth. So I'm hopeful that we can work together and do just that. I'd like you to stay. Okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you.